Welcome back to AV Chess Lab. Back at it again, trying to get this rating up. We have our first opponent, rated 1655. We have a normal king spawn opening with e4, e5. Okay, let's just develop our pieces. Knight to f3, knight c6. Let's play Ruy Lopez, bishop b5. I like to play the exchange variation. And let's see what my opponent does here. They can play bishop g4, f6, bishop d6, many different moves. With bishop g4, h3, there's a nice trap with h5. In which case I cannot capture the bishop because after h takes g4, when the knight moves, the queen comes to h4, threatening mate. But my opponent's taking a long time. For a second I thought he wasn't aware of this move, but he found it. Okay. d3, bishop c5. That cannot be the best move. Okay, let's play rook e1. Maybe bishop e3 was the right continuation there, I'm not sure. He has to play queen f6 at some point, otherwise the position doesn't make a lot of sense. So he should try to capture on f3 and at least double my pawns. But he's thinking quite a bit here, so I'm not sure if he knows any of the ideas in this opening. Wow, he took an f3. I guess he was afraid of me capturing the knight at some point. But now I have to have an advantage for sure. Okay, let's pin his knight. He might go bishop e7. I think at this point he needs to try queen d6, and even if I double the pawns, he can castle queenside, and then he'll have the open g5 for his rook to attack my king, which is not a bad idea for him. He does that. But we're going to continue with knight to d2, knight to c4. I'm not going to capture the knight just yet. I'm going to harass the queen for a little bit and then go after the capture of the knight. If he castles now, maybe I have queen f5 check first and then knight to c4, attacking both the pawn on e5 and the queen on d6. Okay, so let's go for that. If he goes queen e6, we'll just take and double his pawns. But after king b8, we can win a pawn this way. Okay, we're actually going to capture the queen and then capture the pawn. And we still have a lot of threats in the position, like knight to f7. If he moves the rook from d8, we have bishop takes on f6 and knight d7 check, picking up the bishop on c5. And he fell for that. Okay, so this will be a very easy win from now. We're going to be up a piece. Okay, let's play f4, f5, cement our knight there. And then we'll go after trying to exchange the rooks. His only counterplay is to try and double his rooks on the g file. And he's trying really hard to do that. But my knight and pawn prevent his other rook on h5 from doing that. And I'm just gonna play king h2, rook g1, g3, and try to trade pieces that way. Okay, let's go rook here. Let's play king h2, followed by rook g4. And rook f4, I'm trying to take the pawn on h4. He's also very long time. Okay, let's pre-move h takes g4. And now we can just bring our king to h3. He has to defend with rook g8. And in that case, we'll just play g5 and knight takes g5, followed by rook f4 and rook takes h4. Well, he's giving up on this pawn. And he's going to try to bring his rook all the way around. The moment he attacks the pawn on c2, we'll just play rook f2 ourselves. And I'm not going to worry about that pawn since we have a pawn majority here on the king side. That should win the game for us. Okay, I think this is the time that he should resign. Alright, good game. Let's play someone else. Okay, we have Peter Kuman. Alright, let's try d4 this game. g6. Let's go crazy. Let's play some h4, h5 stuff. Okay, he didn't let me, so let's just develop our pieces then. Queen a5, knight c3. Okay, this could get a little sharp, but that's not a reason not to play. Okay, his queen's out on c5. So let's try to come up with some idea to attack it. I could move my knight and the bishop will be attacking the pawn on b7. This move is also very tricky since I'm threatening to play b4. So let's see how he reacts. I have threats of b4 and b5. Okay, that's a nice move. Now if I play b4, he can just capture the knight with the queen. But what happens if we play knight g5? Knight takes queen. Knight takes knight now is a mistake because I will capture with the queen, threatening the pawn on f7 and the pawn on b7. But now, after this move, I think we can go ahead and play this b4 idea I had in mind earlier. And queen c6 doesn't work now because of knight takes f6 check, followed by bishop takes c6. So I think he has to play queen back to c8. The problem is I don't know what I'm gonna follow that up with. I might have to trade on f6 and play rook b1 since I don't see anything else. Okay. We'll play rook b1 here. We'll play bishop b2. Try to trade that strong bishop that's in front of his king. It's his main defender. And now we have idea of queen d4. Well, before we do that, I'm gonna play pawn to b5, making sure his knight doesn't come out to c6. And then we can follow that up with queen to d4. The main threat now is f3 and e4, trying to win the queen, trying to win the bishop, I mean. Okay, queen c5 is a good move. Let's come back to d2. This game has been very interesting, I must say. Now he's preventing me from playing f3. So let's play king h2. That way we can kick this bishop out. And he's kind of forcing me to trade, but doesn't that lose the bishop? Oh no, he doesn't lose the bishop. Before I was attacking the knight, but now he can just capture with the pawn. Yeah, I'm not liking this too much now. Okay. We have to play something, so let's go for this. Let's play this. And at least now we can put this rook on f2 and protect the pawn this way. But it's still not what I wanted. I think his position is much better. Yeah, I'm not even sure. Okay, let's try to play this move while we can. Yeah, this is not looking good. It's looking like we're gonna have to resign this game pretty shortly. Okay, we need some counterplay. So let's see what we can do. If we can manage to I need a way to put my rook on the 7th file. But I'm running out of plans here. This is not looking good. Yeah, that's a strong move. And our pawn on g3 is also hanging. I totally missed that. And after rook takes g3, well, that one just loses on the spot. Alright, we can resign here. Good game, sir. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, so let's go play. Let's try a Grunfeld. Alright, we're just developing normally right now. I'm going to bring this bishop out to g4. It's usually a good idea, and I like to trade it for the knight. That way the bishop doesn't get locked up behind the pawn chain. Now we'll just finish our development. Take with the c pawn. As you can see, it's a very symmetrical game. It's very hard to say if I have any advantage. Probably not. Okay, so next move I want to play queen a5 and ask him if his knight to a4 idea was good at all. And at the same time, we'll be getting out of the pin that we are in right now. So I think this loses a pawn, because after we exchange everything on c5, I can play the same move. Well, I cannot play the same move, because now my knight's hanging. I forgot about that. So now I'm forced to play like this. And if he plays bishop h4, then we have that idea. We can play g5 followed by queen a5. The only problem with this is that now my king side is a little disrupted since I had to move both of these pawns forward. I think he should play a3, indirectly protecting the pawn on c5 that way. So if he plays a3, I cannot capture here because then he would capture back. No, he wouldn't capture back, he would play b4 right away. And that would be a problem, but this move is also very good. So let's come here. Okay, he played a3 now, and we're gonna follow this with knight to d7, attacking both the pawn on c5 and knight to e5. So let's see how he reacts to this. Knight c5 is not really a threat because he has b4, although I can play queen takes a3, attacking his bishop, so it is a move. e4 will be a very good move for him to play right now. That way, if I capture, he can capture with the queen, attacking queen h7, checkmate. So this is what I'm talking about. If he moves there, if pawn captures, then he has queen capture with this big threat, and there's not really a good way to protect against that. Well, he played b4, and I thought I could take on a3. I think I can. So let's take on a3, and e4 is a big threat as well right now. And he should consider that move. After which I would capture the pawn on b4, and we will have a very messy game, extremely messy game. Okay, that just gives me a free bishop, and now it's very easy. All right, good game, sir. Let's move on to the next game. Okay, let's play a Sicilian now. Knight f3, we'll go for the Najdorf variation of the Sicilian. So knight takes d4, knight f6, followed by a6 after knight c3. Okay, so this is the Najdorf variation. There's many lines here: bishop e3, bishop e2, bishop d3, bishop c4, queen f3. There's a lot of stuff here, and that's why a lot of players don't like to play the Sicilian this way, since they have to know so many opening variations. And if I'm not mistaken, the bishop c4 line, which is one of the main lines, was made popular by Bobby Fischer back in the days. Okay, so let's play queen c7, attacking that bishop, asking him where he wants to put it, and we're gonna follow that with maybe b5 and bishop to b7 in some way, although I'm not sure. Maybe we should play bishop e7 and castle first. Okay, I don't think I agree with that move, so let's just continue with b5 and bishop b7, which indirectly attacks the pawn on e4, which he smartly protects. And this gives us an opportunity to develop our knight and try to trade his strong knight in the center with our knight that was not doing anything on b8. Although he has knight takes b5 right now, which I missed, but it's okay. It's just a pawn for now. It's just a pawn. But a big miss that it could cost us the game. It's a pawn after all. Okay, let's castle. He's playing really good. Okay. Yeah, this game is not looking good. And that's what happens when you don't play the opening well. But let's see. Hopefully he makes a mistake and allows us to get back. Okay, with this move at least we're locking his bishop from d3 from attacking our pawn on h7. And we're gonna try to play knight g7 followed by knight to f5. So let's go for that plan. And the moment he goes bishop e4, I'm just gonna push pawn forward. That's what I'm counting on. And try to lock the position even more. It's a very interesting move, I gotta say. So what happens after knight f5? Let's ask him some questions. Pawn forward. If he plays knight f6, we'll capture. It's very dangerous for sure. But his time is running low as well. So hopefully that gives us some chances for him to make a mistake. So knight f6, bishop takes f6, g4 is what I'm trying to calculate at the moment. So I have a move here. So let's see how we should continue. I feel like we need to get this rook out of here. So in some positions I can play queen c5 check and bring my queen back to f8 and protect that way. So okay, I'm gonna put my rook here. That way if he captures on f5 with the bishop, when I capture back, I'm attacking his queen with the rook. Let's see if that leads to anything productive. Okay, he didn't do that. I wonder what he's trying to do, what his plan is. What happens if I give a check on b6 now? I'm going to queen d8. There's no way for him to protect the pawn on f6. And if I capture the pawn, I'll be a lot happier than I am right now. Okay, let's go for that. I think he should capture my knight now. And after he takes f5, go play queen takes d5. He cannot play queen takes d5. I'm threatening checkmate. I think we might be winning now. I think we're getting our pawn back. And our development should give us a good plus. His bishop's still back there, and his rook is locked up in the position, so we should be doing well now. Okay, we're threatening checkmate on e1. So he's not really taking the pawn. And if he takes out the bishop, for example, bishop to d2, I think the safest thing will be to play rook here. I don't really want to take this pawn because then he plays bishop to c3. Although if he plays bishop to c3, I have d4. And if he captures my pawn, I have queen to c6. I mean bishop to c6. Let's go for this. He has 27 seconds. So I think in the end we're gonna win on time. But the opening was not pretty at all. And losing that pawn was not what I wanted to do. But we got it back. And now it looks like we're just going to win. Either on time or on the position. And this is a big mistake since I'm attacking now the rook and the queen. And yeah, that's just desperation. He should have taken with the rook, obviously. Now this is just a free rook. Alright, good game. He wants a rematch. I'll give this guy a rematch. He played well enough. He deserves it. Okay, let's play e4. Knight to c6. Knight to c6. Let's play some weird stuff. I'm gonna castle next and pretend that nothing is happening. He should play knight f6. Bishop g4 in that last move is a big mistake. For example, if we play bishop g4, then we play bishop f7 check, king takes, knight g5 check, and then queen takes the bishop. It's a lot of arrows. Hope you can follow, but that's usually the idea why bishop g4 is a mistake. So they play knight f6 first to prepare for bishop to g4. Okay, so he's attacking our pawn, so let's go d3. Now if he plays bishop g4, bishop takes f7 no longer works. Okay, so let's prevent bishop g4 with h3. And he's always going to have big issues with this bishop now. As you can see, most of the squares were taken. And once we finish our development with the knight and the bishop, we can start pushing our pawns here and open up his king a little bit. But that is a really good move, since if I capture, he can capture back with the knight, and if I don't capture, he wins the pawn on e4. So it's a good move, and I believe I have to capture, otherwise I just lose the pawn. And as you can see, with this maneuver, at least his bishop can get out now and have other targets. Okay, let's play c3, followed by d4. And with this, if we can put our pawns in this manner, we'll be shutting out his bishop. But we'll give his other bishop, the light square bishop, power. But we'll be closing this one at least. It must be said that the opening part of the game is not in my favor. I'm pretty sure that black is doing a lot better and probably has a big advantage in this position. Okay, let's see if we can make him move some of the pawns in front of his king. If he plays h6 now, we can go back with knight e4. And this move also protects our pawn, since he was attacked twice by the knight and the queen. Okay, I think we can play this move anyway. And ask him where he wants to put his queen. e6 will be a very dangerous square. And now the question, I think we can win a pawn, is after knight c5, queen c8. Doesn't work because this knight's hanging. Let's try this. If he plays queen d6, we'll capture on b7, and then, okay, this just gives us a free knight. Now it should be just simple chess from now on. Okay, we'll play one more game after this one. And we're coming up the ranks little by little. Okay, let's go back with bishop to f3. Once we get our queen to e2, all the threats are gone, and he should resign after that. And his pieces, although they're very active, and mine are not, we're up a piece, and that should be enough to win the game. He doesn't have any tactical threats at the moment. Any sacrifices on h3 do not work, since I can just bring my bishop back to g2, and then bring my queen to f3 and protect my king. He doesn't have enough pieces attacking my king, and I didn't think this could be played because I just captured the knight and then capture the rook. Maybe he feels that there was nothing better. He does get this pawn at the end, but I don't think it's enough. I wonder if I can let's get, I mean, this is unnecessary, but let's play it anyway. It does give him some extra perpetual check ideas if he decides to sacrifice his bishop on h3. Okay. It's a very interesting move. Bishop e2. I don't think any of the sacrifices on h3 worked yet, but he's getting very close, and I have to be careful. Of course, I don't have to take it. I could just develop my bishop to e3 and pretend that nothing happened and just lose the pawn, which might actually be the best move, believe it or not. Okay, now we should be fine. If he takes on h3, I mean, the main threat now is rook to d8 check, bishop f8, bishop takes e5, and we'll win another piece that way. So he needs to take care of that threat first. And the other move after he takes care of that threat that we were threatening was g4. Okay, knight here, and now all our pieces are in the game. So whatever chances he was hoping he had are gone right now, and this is going to win us the piece that we talked about. He has to play bishop f8, this is the only move, and after bishop takes e5, there's no way to protect that. Okay, so we're gonna move on into our last game of this session of the leveling up, and hopefully we're getting closer to that 2000 barrier, which should be kind of nice. I'm not sure what that move is doing. Now we're threatening checkmating one. Okay, so a good game. And let's see who we get as our last opponent. Matthew Dexter. Let's play some English style opening with knight to f3 and c4. Okay, e3. I don't want to take, because after he captures back, then this bishop can come out, and right now the bishop is not doing anything. But my bishop is not doing anything either. So let's play queen c2. I would like for him to recapture, that way I can recapture back with my bishop developing it in one go, which she did. And I'm not too concerned about that move. We can just go back and we can play a3 next, and he will have to move his knight back and we castle. It's an interesting maneuver. We can go bishop d2 now. Okay, he's playing a lot of good moves. I no longer feel that our opening worked out at all. So we'll take there. And we'll come here. Attacking there and attacking there. Okay, he declines to take, as he should. And I'm not really sure what I'm doing anymore. I feel like I'm just throwing one move tricks and hoping for the best. Another one move trick. I mean, it's not a trick, it's a way of exchanging one of the bishops for my knight. Let's see how it goes. Okay, let's bring this back. Look at these bishops. This could not be worse. Could not be worse. Okay, at least let's prevent his knight from coming to b4 in some situations. Queen to c6. I'm not sure what the threat is. Let's open up some space here. There's some tricks. The reason they don't work yet is because I have knight takes f6 check first, and then I will capture the knight. Otherwise, he will be winning a pawn. Okay, he's thinking. Oh, he left. He left. So we might just win this one for free. He's back. Okay. So now he is attacking. He's attacking our knight now. What can we do? Okay, let's go knight to c3. And this was a really bad move, since I missed bishop takes a3. So in view of that, let's just get out of the way. Okay, we have some nice ideas now. I'm just making moves. I honestly, I thought I had an idea, but it wasn't working. I need to find a way to get this piece is out of here, especially this bishop. Okay. I felt like there was nothing else. Okay, let's at least threaten checkmate. Of course he didn't fall for it, but I like this. I like this very much now. We're gonna get 3 pawns. His king now is not gonna be very safe. Okay, we're gonna take 4 pawns. So in view of that, I think this is it's working out great. I thought he couldn't play that move. Yeah, bishop checking d8, queen back. What happens if we play this one first, followed by rook d1? Okay, that's just a free. Oh, it's not free. Wow, he gives me a check at the end and picks up my bishop. Okay, this should still be fine since he can't move it anywhere, although he has knight here. Huge miss. Okay, check. If bishop d6, queen g7 check. We're running out of time, so we have to play bet faster. At least here we're getting some material back. Okay, the moment he plays queen c2, I feel like we're gonna have to trade. And yeah, he's forcing me to trade there, but okay, I believe we should be winning. It's just a matter of getting there. We have way too many pawns. And no, you're never gonna get that. Okay, and this just wins since he has to play king g7 or knight back to g6. And if knight g6, then we'll play f5. And the check doesn't work because we just come forward. Okay, it was a little scary, but we managed to survive. And now it's just game over. Okay, that's just a free piece. We just have to make sure we don't lose some time, but that should be pretty easy to do. All right, I think we made it to 1925 as our final rating for the day. I hope you guys enjoy the games, and see you next time. Bye bye.